Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're a newcomer. I've got a very useful project plan for today. I call it the big hair bucket hat. It's pretty much a summer hat with a big hole on top to stick your hair through. If you've got big hair like me, it's hard to find hats that fit, or you get too hot wearing hats with your hair down. So here's a solution to the big hair hat problem. The hat can also be worn with your hair down or by anyone who just wants a little ventilation on their head this summer. For this project, you will need a size 4mm crochet hook, a yarn needle if you have one, a pair of scissors, and about 180 yards of a weight for yarn. I've picked out this nice cotton and linen blend from Yarn Bee. I got it at Hobby Lobby. Plant fibers like cotton and linen are great choices for summer projects because they're breathable, they're cool to the touch, and 100% washable. You can use an acrylic or wool if that's all you have, but wool might be too warm for the summer, and acrylic isn't exactly a breathable material as it's a type of plastic. So a plant fiber is really the best choice for this project, but you can use any other weight for yarn that you have. And if you'd like to know more about the different types of yarn and fibers and their properties, check out my other video, Types of Yarn. I'll leave that link below in the description. I'll also leave a link to the written pattern, which is available on my website at ilj.com. Alright, let's get started. Begin with a slip knot. Insert your hook. Tighten it all the way to your hook, and we're going to start with chain 64. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've done 64 chain, or alternatively you could do another even number, but for an adult medium 64 is good. And we're going to be working in the round, so I'm just working down my chain, making sure that it's straight because we don't want any twists in it. Otherwise, this will not work out the way we want it to. So go down your chain, making sure that it's straight, and once you get to the other end, we're going to combine the first and the last chain, but we're going to rotate it slightly like this. So once you have your straight chain, kind of bring the two ends together like this. Okay, so you have those two top loops, those two loops on top. And do a slip stitch right into that first chain. Chain 1, and now we'll start round 1, and we're going to do half double crochet stitch all the way around. So just a quick reminder, that's a yarn over, insert through the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. I'll show you one more time. That's a yarn over, insert through the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, so go all the way around this chain, foundation chain, doing 1 half double crochet in each chain. Once you've gone all the way around, this is what it looks like. Make sure again there's no twists. And we're going to do another slip stitch. Every round is going to end with a slip stitch into the first stitch we did. So go ahead and do a slip stitch, chain 1, and we're going to go around one more time with the half double crochet, just 1 in each stitch. So go ahead and do another 64 half double crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, when you get to the end of round 2, it's always a good habit to go back and count your stitches to make sure you have the right number. So I'm going to go ahead and count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got 64. It's good to count too because that kind of looks like a stitch there, but it's actually just the slip stitch we did in the previous round. So go ahead and do another slip stitch into that first stitch, and this time we're going to chain 3. And round 3 is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a variation of the double crochet stitch called the X stitch or the crisscross stitch. And the way we do that is this chain 3 will count as our first stitch, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the stitch before that, or the last stitch of that last round. So yarn over, and the double crochet, just a quick reminder, is the yarn over, insert through the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. And that makes our first X, which is a little hard to see just because we used the chain as our stitch. But we're going to move on, and we're going to do another X and locate those stitches we just worked into. And then we're going to skip the second stitch in the round and do a double crochet into the third stitch. So yarn over, insert through the third stitch, do your double crochet, and then yarn over again and do a double crochet into the second stitch, or the stitch before that one. Alright, I can see a little bit better that time. And now that's just a 2-stitch repeat for round 3, so we're going to go all the way around doing our X's. I'll show you again. Yarn over, skip this one and go into the next stitch. And then do a double crochet in the one before that. Alright, that's what it's looking like. It kind of makes these nice little eyelets, which look cool, and also give a little more ventilation on our hat. And then these X's give it a little bit of a texture. So go all the way around doing those crisscross stitches, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, your last X should have been in those last 2 stitches of the round, and we'll end the round by doing a slip stitch into what was that third chain here that we started with. Like that. Here's our row of crisscrosses or X's. And now to start round 4, we're going to chain 1, and we're just going to do another round of half double crochet. And so make sure you're doing in that very first stitch that we chained out of. And just go all the way around doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch. When you get to the end of round 4, do your slip stitch to end the round. In round 5 is going to be another round of the crisscross, so start with a chain 3, 2, 3. And I'll show you how to start this round again real quick. That counts as our first stitch. And then go ahead and do another double crochet right and the stitch before that. Alright, so keep going with the X stitch for round 5. And we're just going to be alternating between rows of the X and rows of the half double crochet. So go all the way around with the X's, and then round 6 will be half double crochet, round 7 will be X's again, round 8 will be half double crochet, round 9 will be X's, and then round 10 will be another round of half double crochet. And then I will meet you at round 11, where we're going to do something a little bit different there. So just keep alternating rounds until we get to round 11. And this is what we have after 10 rounds, alternating between the crisscross and half double crochet. Round 11, we will chain 1, and we're going to do another round of half double crochet, but we're going to increase a couple times. We're going to increase by 4 stitches total, and we're going to do that at the 16th stitch, because we had 64 stitches, and 64 divided by 4 is 16, so every 16 stitches we're going to do an increase. So just start by doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15, and 16. And once you get to the 16th stitch, we're just going to add another stitch right into that same one. So we just have 2 half double crochet in the 16th stitch, and we'll do another 16 now and do the same thing. 1, 2, 14, 15, and 16, and then we're going to sneak in one more into that 16th stitch, and keep doing that until you get to the end of the round. So it should be 4 increases for that round, and a total of 68 stitches. You should be ending your round with the increase in that last stitch, and then do the slip stitch to end round 11. Chain 1 for round 12. And now we're going to do 2 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So do it right in that first stitch. We're just going to do 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So we're doubling our stitch count now from 68 to 136. And this is going to create the brim that comes off of our hat. So go ahead and do 2 half double crochet in each stitch, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. this is what we have at row 12. By doubling our stitch count, now we have kind of a wavy brim started for our hat. And we will continue onto row 13, starting with a chain 1. And now we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So we'll be doing 136 half double crochet for about another 6 or 7 rows, depending on how long you want your brim or how much yarn you have. So the rest of the pattern is just another couple more rows of just half double crochet, 1 in each stitch all the way around. And you'll still be ending your rows with a slip stitch and starting with a chain 1. So rounds 13 through 18 are all the same, with just 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So go ahead and get that done, and I'll show you what my work looks like at that point. Alright, here's what the hat looks like after a total of 18 rounds. And I think I'm done. This is a good length. I think the brim looks good at this. If you go any wider on the brim, it gets a little too floppy in my opinion, but I think this is good. And you can go ahead and cut and weave in the ends. Alright, and with that last loop on your hook, just pull the tail of the yarn through. And we're going to use our yarn needle to weave in those ends. Alright guys, I'm just going to show you quickly how I tie in my ends. You just thread the end through the yarn needle. So you can tie in your ends without a yarn needle, but I find they just make it so much easier. Tie a little knot at the end, and then just kind of go down. I like to go down a row or two, pull it through, and then we'll go across, just going in between stitches. Pull it through. And then go over one of those and back through the other way. It's a little tight, but that's good. That means we won't see it as much. Alright, once you've gone back and forth, just kind of pull the work a little bit, so that it's not there. That looks good, because if you pull it too tight, it's going to pull the work like that, ruche it a little bit, so we don't want that to happen. And then here I'll just cut, and I'm going to split and tie the yarn. So just split it down like that. And then maybe you want to use your hook for this part, but just bring one of those halves through another stitch. And then tie it off. I always do a triple knot just to be safe. Alright. There's that, and then you just do the other one the same way, and then you're all done, and I'll show you what it looks like. Yay! If you guys like this tutorial, just let me know. If you have any questions below in the comments, or any other projects you want to see. And don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some new videos on Crochet with LJ.